Today I'm going to talk about hops and its different components that help give beer its complexities. Hops are the main staple in most beer products and are a very important ingredient. The properties that hops gives beer are its reasons for its use in the first place. Hops provides the bitterness to beer. It also helps with the development of foam in the brewing process. Hops also provides beer with its unique aroma and has some antibacterial properties as well. There are many properties that make up hops. The main ones are acids and oils, which relate back to bitterness and aroma of the beer. Acids are broken down into three categories: alpha acids, isoalpha acids, and beta acids. And then there are four essential oils that are important as well. Humulon is the main alpha acid in hops. It usually makes up about 40 to 80% of the total amount of alpha acids. It contributes to the bittering of the finished beer. Adhumulon is the second most plentiful alpha acid in most hops, making up around 17 to 15% of the total alpha acids. Cohumulon, being the least of the alpha acids, only makes up about 5 to 17%. It is considered to be harsher than the other alpha acids. All the alpha acids range in quantities depending on the types of hops. Most hops have humulon as being the most abundant, with cohumulon and adhumulon having different total quantities depending on the various types of hops. About half of the alpha acids put into the brew kettle ends up as isoalpha acids in the root. Root is the sweet liquid that comes from mashing grains. It is basically unfermented beer. When the alpha acids are added to the root, which is boiling, they go into solution almost immediately, but the bitterness that they give the beer comes out gradually. The process of alpha acids converting into isoalpha acids takes around 60 minutes or longer, depending on the desired result. About half of the isoalpha acids that were created in the root end up in the finished beer product. Overall utilization of alpha acids in hops is around 25%. Beta acids consist of lupulon, colupulon, and adlupulon. They are normally not considered separate components from one another. They are not as bitter as the alpha acids, but are still very important in the bitterness of the beer. Beta acids undergo oxidation rather than isomerization. Essential oils are at the opposite end of the spectrum compared to acids in the hops. These volatile essential oils produce the aroma and the flavor of the beer. Varieties of beer that are considered to be noble tend to be high in humulene. The noble characteristics that humulene gives noble varieties of beer is strongest when hops are used in dry hopping or added late to the root. When added late, instead of contributing to the bittering of the beer, they lend an herbal or spicy characteristic to the finished beer product. This is also referred to as an aroma. Dry hopping is the addition of hops after the beer has fermented. This also contributes greatly to the aroma of the finished beer product. The Saz hop varieties, along with several others, have high levels of humulene. On the other hand, myrcene levels in hops brewed for noble beer tend to be very low. European brewers consider this essential oil to be undesirable, but many American hop varieties have high levels of myrcene. Cascade varieties have up to 60% total oil comprised of myrcene, and Amarillo up to 70%. Chirophyllene and pheranese are in smaller quantities compared to humulene and myrcene, but still contribute greatly to the overall aroma of the beer. Chirophyllene adds a characteristic similar to humulene. It adds a spicy herbal characteristic, while pheranese is important to the noble beer variety. It adds to the flavor and the aroma of the beer. Pheranese is usually a very low percentage of the total oil in most hop varieties. Hops have been cultivated for thousands of years and have been used to brew beer for hundreds. It is something that will continue to be a big contributor to the beer being produced. So next time you have a cold one, just take a second to appreciate the complexity that hops adds to your preferred brew and all the chemistry involved in creating your beer.